for me it's very important the work that is doing NYCO, because they don't stay only in the rest system. They hacen propuestas.
Proposals?
They make proposals to change the reactionary pedagogy that teachers learns in the university. In university, we don't learn good things. And when in Puerto Rico we develop all our struggles, we think as a union we work with close contact with parents, but we have to mejorar, improve that kind of relationship with a more organized movement. But in Puerto Rico, teachers are part of the communities. Sometimes in the U.S. it's not the same. In Puerto Rico, the salaries of teachers are very low. For example, a teacher with 20 years of experience has a salary of $2,600.
And that's monthly.
And that is part of a community. It's a worker, as many other workers have better salaries. And we don't have a big barrier between the community and the teachers are not an elite inside the working class. And that make more easy the work around the communities. And we have a long history of joint efforts between the communities and the union. And when the government want to push the charter school from the beginning in 1950, we have the capacity of moving not only the teachers, we have also the capacity of moving the communities that most of the time see the teachers as leaders of his own communities. And that makes a difference with many places in the U.S. Finally, in the last 5 to 6 years, I had developed a relationship with Angel and some other friends in New York. Remember, Federación de Maestros is the only local that disaffiliated from American Federation of Teachers. That's why we also have to defeat the attack of SCNU against us. We finish the strike. You know, when you make a strike, you give big punch to your boss, but also your boss. And you need a time to recover. Immediately, SAU look in a very opportunistic way the issue, and immediately at the end of the work of the strike, they make a right against us. We defeat SAU, but that was a very difficult conflict. What I want to say to you is something very, very short. I am a president of a union, but I am also a socialist. And what I have learned in all these years is that school is a strategic place to develop the struggle of the working class. For example, I went to, a few years ago, I went to your school to a little meeting, school-wide committee against charter school. It was a very little, few persons from the school. But when you look that little cell, you can recognize that the organism can be developed from that cell. You have an steward. He have a class conscience. He is working with the union, but he knows that the union has big limitation with the UFT. But in that meeting also, we have a worker of the cafeteria, that they know that charter school implies the, ¿cómo se dice el despido?
The dismissal.
The dismissal
Layoffs.
as a public worker
Yeah.
and el reemplearlo.
And to reemploy them.
And reemploy as a privatized
Worker.
worker. And he and everybody in the school will lose many rights. Also, we have teachers of very different level of conscience. Some of them are radical, most of them they are not. And you know that little cell in the school have the possibility of joining the work that some persons are developing in the community, the work that some persons are doing in their union, the work that the school is doing with his own students, and the work that some radical teachers are doing to impulsar, to promote a different kind of pedagogy, a pedagogy that liberates the human being from many of the oppression or the oppressive system that he is under. And what I want to finish is that we in Puerto Rico make big struggles, but all that big struggles are developed from a very little struggle that is in the school, that is in the community, that implies that two-person talks, two-person discuss, person-to-person contact. You cannot develop a big struggle or a big process if you don't have that kind of self that permits the unification of the working class elements. For me, the schools are is an important base to develop a big net of a struggle around U.S. and also in Puerto Rico. Because the working class is very dispersed, it's very different, they have different kind of jobs, came from different countries, make different works, but most of them have children, and they send their children to the schools, and in the school you can make a reunification of all that sectors. When I talk about grassroots movement, I am talking about direct contacts between persons. You can make picket lines, you can make big rallies, all of that is good. But if you don't have the direct contact with the person en un sitio definido, how you say?
Defined place.
In a defined place, you are not doing work, really. For me, the struggle against charter school is very important in Puerto Rico and very important in the U.S. because that struggle have the potential of unificar,
To unite.
many works that different radical progressive people is doing, and also create a very good place to develop other kind of culture based in solidarity and not in the oppression of the human being. That's my opinion. That's it.
Okay, so like I said before,